morning, everyone. Hey, good morning, good morning. Welcome all you new folks and welcome back, everybody, to Loving It and Keto. Hey, how the heck is everybody? Man, yesterday, what a day. And thank you all for your well wishes and your thoughts and prayers for my mom. For those of you who are new, my mom will be 90 years old in March. And she called me in the wee hours of the morning, yesterday morning, woke us up and said, Wendy, I think I need to go to the hospital. I can barely move. I'm in so much pain. And she was crying. My mom has a very high pain tolerance because she deals with chronic pain. And so for her to act like that, I jumped out of bed, brushed my teeth, splashed some water on my face, got some clothes on, went over, got her, and took her to the hospital. When we got there, there was they told us, I looked and I thought, oh, we'll get in right away. 5 people in there, just 5 in the waiting room, right? Lots of space. And the lady said, well, it's going to be at least 2 hours because we're really backed up in the back. And I'm thinking, well, okay, maybe we just hit the off time and everybody's been seen right now. And, you know, the next wave hasn't hit. Anyway, almost 3 hours later, they finally take her to the back, get her settled. She has a hard time giving blood, so it took like 3 different people to hit her. And actually, one of the EMTs, they had brought somebody in from an accident, and they called him in, and he hit a vein and got some blood, urine test. Then we waited for another hour. The nurse came in and did all the admin, paperwork, and all that stuff. But she came in and said, you know, we are gonna, and the doctor didn't even come in. You know, she says we're gonna do a CT, an ultrasound, and x-rays. So she's going to be gone for at least an hour to 2 hours. She says she's not going to be back in this room. So why don't you go ahead and gather your stuff? You can go out. You can, you know, we have your cell phone. Come back. You know, we'll let you know when she's there. So I called Marty, told him, hey, look, mom's in. Let's go grab something to eat. So because it's right down the street, thank goodness. It's like a straight shot down the street from where we live. So Harry and I went to breakfast and we shared a meat lover's omelet. And then I got the sirloin steak and eggs. And so we split that steak in half, gave Harry an egg. I took half the omelet because I didn't know about food or how long it was going to take and all that stuff. So dropped him back off at the house. Got in, went to the bathroom, got a little bit better cleaned up. You know, the hospital called me, so I went back to the hospital and waited with my mom. 4 or 5 hours, sat there waiting and waiting and waiting because the nurse said, you know, we need to wait for the different specialists to read the results. So, you know, you're there all day. So I went to a vending machine and they actually had Quest cookies, so I bought 2, thinking I was going to eat 1. Not so much. They have, if you ask on the floor for a cup of coffee, they'll give you one, but it's black and it's what they drink, and it was like mud. So I had 2 Quest cookies while I was sitting there waiting and being bored. The good news is there's a TV in her little room, so she got to watch TV. And if you guys see me looking over here, Chalice is over there. Hi, Chalice.
Yeah, we have a studio audience today.
Yes, we do. My daughter, Chalice. We were going to go to Chalice's house yesterday. She made deviled eggs. I made that delicious Oreo cookies and cream loaf, one for them. I defrosted steak. We were going to have pulsa and steak and eggs, and none of that happened. So she brought them over, and her and I and Marty, or Harry, excuse me, either one or both, are going to have that today. Dave had to work today, so he can't be here. But anyway, you guys, long story short, her ultrasound was fine. It shows her compression fractures that she got when she fell in 2020. And she has a very large gallstone that is floating in her gallbladder, but has not been removed, and it won't come out because it's too big. Anyway, long story short, as mom's getting dressed, she says to me, maybe I shouldn't have had them put me on the machine yesterday. And I'm like, what are you talking about, Mom? She goes, no, the chiropractor. I went to the chiropractor yesterday. And I said, well, what did the chiropractor do? And she said, well, they gave me a shot. And I'm going, a shot? What kind of shot? She said, well, a vitamin B12 shot. They give it to me every week. And I said, what side did they give it on? And it was her left side, and that's the side that hurts. And I said, well, what kind of machine? She said, well, it works the lower part of your body. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh. I said, Mom, did you tell the chiropractor about your compression fractures that you have? And she's like, well, I don't remember. I don't know. So you guys, this is what I think happened. I think the chiropractor put her on a machine that worked her muscles and stuff, but I think it was too hard on her. And the compression fractures, which are down in her tailbone, low spine area, got irritated. So she was swollen and she was hurting from it. So I said, you need to write on a piece of paper, so you take all this to the chiropractor so they're aware that you have compression fractures, Mom. They should not be moving that part of your body, because even the doctor said they were fresh, but from 2020, but that could have been the whole issue. So not knowing, she didn't tell anybody there. She was telling me she was getting dressed to go that happened. So they gave her a shot for pain. They gave her some Zofran there for nausea because she was so upset. She was queasy and she was in pain. So they wrote her a prescription for the Zofran and a prescription for pain medication to take home with her. So we got her home, got her all set up, got everything all done. She wanted to go to McDonald's and get a filet of fish sandwich because she hadn't eaten anything or drank anything. So we got her a senior iced tea and a fish sandwich, took her home, got her all situated, came home and told Irie, it's like, you know what, I'm exhausted. Can we go have Mexican food? I want Mexican food. So we went to one of our favorite Mexican restaurants and we had the chili verde pork, which is pretty good. I asked for a side of sour cream, side of guacamole, and that's what we had for dinner. So I had a very full plate of food, and I am not sorry that I ate any of it. Some of it was stress eating. Yes, indeed it was. Some of it was boredom eating, like the Quest cookies at the hospital, sitting there wondering, how long you're going to be there, because literally with Mom, we've been there 12, 16 hours. They've held her for observation because of her age. She has a pacemaker. So I didn't know what to expect. And I'm an emotional eater. So.
I'm sorry.
That was Chalice's fault.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. Anyway, you guys, so here's the good, bad, and the ugly, and the truth. I had 2 Quest cookies yesterday. I had chili verde, a serving of it, which was huge, and it was chicken chili verde. Chicken hatch chili, they called it, but he said it's like chili verde made with chicken. 2 tablespoons sour cream, 2 tablespoons guacamole. I had an egg, half of a meat lover's omelet, and 3 ounces of sirloin steak. And then we had a piece of the Oreo cookies and cream cake. Harry did not have the cookies. He did not have the guacamole, but he had everything else that I had. The carbs that I had yesterday were 70 total carbs, 34 net. Fat was 138 grams. Protein was 140 grams. I had 1,897 calories yesterday. Harry, just by not having the cookies and not having the guacamole, had 25 carbs. Fats were 103. Protein was 109, and his calories were 1,370. Huge difference just omitting the guacamole, which, by the way, the only reason why he doesn't eat it is because he's allergic to avocados. He says it makes it feel like he's got a fur coat on his tongue when he eats avocados.
Yeah, and then he gets canker sores.
And then he gets instant canker sores in his mouth. And then the 2 Quest cookies, right? Because they have calories. And I didn't eat as much chili verde as Harry did. He ate more of the chili verde than I did. But that is the estimation based on restaurant menu information that I put in here. But, everything that you eat has a direct effect on your weight or water weight gain. Stress in your life. Well, here's the top level of stress. I was up here. Yeah, I was. My mom does not cry, and she was crying. That really upset me. And in pain to where my mom doesn't take medicine. She's had 2 hip replacements, 2 knee replacements, took Tylenol, refused all other pain medicine. So she wanted pain shot for her pain. That's how bad it was. And I think it was like a sciatica pain because of her compression fractures that she had. I think that's what she was experiencing because the way she explained it.
I think he refractured
the pain.
them.
I don't know. Well, I'm really worried about that. I really, really am.
I think he did. I think they were refractured.
Well, the
That's what it
paperwork
sounds
said,
like.
you know, compression fractures. That explains everything they see on the stuff. I went through and was reading everything. Anyway, you guys, did I go up? Yes, I did. Did I go up 1 pound? No. Did I go up 2 pounds? No. Did I go up 3 pounds? No. I went up 4 pounds in a day. Yes, I did.
It's all water.
The Mexican food was very salty, and they used table salt. I was super stressed, sitting in a chair all day, you know, eating the heavy food, and I went up. Harry went up 1 2/10 pounds, and I think that is just from the chili verde.
Salts and everything.
Well, they also use hatch chilies, which are chilies part of the nightshade family? I think they are. And Harry can be sensitive because he doesn't eat tomatoes, and neither do I. I am not worried about this. I'm not going to beat myself up about this at all. It was a very stressful day. I stayed keto. I had packaged keto foods. Yes, I did. I went in with eyes open, and I ate late last night because it was late by the time we went out to dinner and stuff. So, yes, indeed. So I know this is going to come off, and I'm just going to let it go because that's what I have to do. This is a lifestyle. This isn't a diet. This is our lifestyle. And there are going to be situations, stressful situations, and you do the best choices that you have, and that's what I did. So that's where we are today. Anyway, today is an 18-hour fast or 6-hour eating window. It's a regular keto foods day. Use your macros. Take a walk. Let's go to the big board, Harry, shall we? Good morning, Harry. How are you?
Heavy.
Yeah. You feel heaviness?
Yeah.
Heaviness in the belly? You're a little bloated,
I'm bloated,
too.
man.
I am, too. I know.
I mean, I'm bloated. I'm sticking out about,
Turn sideways.
2 inches?
Stand up straight, though.
What'd you say?
No, stand up straight. Don't push
Yeah.
out your belly. But yeah, little poochie. Little poochie.
It's out pretty far.
Yep.
Okay. Anyway.
So, show us the board.
Really, we didn't show what we had here because
We were.
what
it
happened
was,
to you yesterday.
Right. We just split that one video in half.
So you can see I went up here. Wendy stayed the same. And I think it's from the lettuce because I had all that lettuce.
Oh, the taco bowl.
The taco bowl, which will always make me...
And we had that 2 days in a row.
Every freaking time I have lettuce, and I love lettuce, and I can't eat lettuce. But I have it anyways.
So you know what I just noticed because of the big board? We had sour cream.
Where?
We had
Oh.
vegetables in the hatch chili jalapeno region for 3 days because we had taco salads twice. And then we had Mexican food yesterday.
All right.
So we had dairy 3 days in a row.
We ate out here, right?
Yes.
So I got to put that thing around it.
Purple.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why we track on a big board, you guys, to the best of our ability. You know?
Yeah, because it really,
it helps show.
We know why we go up and down.
Yes.
You know, doing that. But yeah, really that's about it. And then I went up 1 2/10 and she went up 4. And it's obviously why. It's all water.
Yeah.
It's all water.
It is. And stress. And, you know, we stayed up late the night before thinking we could sleep in on Saturday and then wake up at the crack of dawn. It's still dark outside to take Mom. So lack of sleep. I did come home and take a late nap yesterday, as in 5 p.m. Woke up at 7 p.m., huh, Harry?
Yeah.
With a nap, so that I just was so exhausted mentally.
So
I
what are
just
we
needed
doing
to
today,
relax.
anyways?
Well, Chalice is here, and we have a bunch of packages that we were going to open up that viewers have sent to us that I want to open up. Also, I want to do a taste test on our, where'd it go? Here it is. I'll get it. On the cake. It's in the other room. So we're going to do I'm gonna have Chalice do a taste test of my Oreo cookies and cream loaf live on camera. So let me get set up, let me get her a piece, and let's get started, everybody. Okay, we each have a slice of the Oreo cookies and cream cake. Yes, we do, with the frosting. And wait. Okay, go ahead and have taste. Smell first, everybody. Let's smell it.
Smells good.
I smell chocolate.
I like it.
Take it with the frosting. Take a little bit with the frosting. Cut well.
It's good.
It's good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Now tell me, what was your first taste of it? What did it, tell me a little bit, Chalice, what you think?
I didn't really get cookies and cream right away, but I got chocolate first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as I chew it and eat it, I get the cookies and cream.
Starts
Yep.
to come out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did the same thing.
Starts to come out. And then take a piece of just the chocolate center, did you? And so how does that taste?
Good.
I mean, I would make this loaf without the frosting and eat it just with coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would be perfectly fine.
Perfect for coffee.
If I drank coffee.
Tea, chai tea.
Yeah.
It's very good, you guys. It is rich.
Really, I don't think it's rich.
You know?
Maybe with the frosting,
With the frosting.
Yeah, with the frosting.
but not without. It tastes good.
Without makes a great loaf any time of day. Harry, you're not talking, you're eating. Tell
It
people.
says everything.
It does. Okay, you guys. This is a win-win, and you guys. Someone already on our Facebook, Loving It on Keto with Wendy fans Facebook group, already made hers, and she did a fabulous job
I'm gonna put the picture right here.
of what hers looked like, because you guys, she did an amazing job. Amazing job, and we'll put her name down too. Anyway, you guys, it's a win-win. That's for sure. We will come back in the next segment after I finish my cake. Okay, everybody, I am making a plain loaf of bread, and I'm gonna use Jim West's sourdough bread starter. And I'm gonna use 2 tablespoons of this to see how it tastes in the plain bread. Okay, and what I mean by plain bread is I have 500 grams of cartoned egg whites in here already. I am going to be adding in a full cup of the egg white protein powder, just a loose cup. I am going to be adding in the original 1/4 cup of allulose. Into my mix, I'm going to add in a salt spoon, which I measured, and it is exactly 1/2 teaspoon. And this is Redmond real salt going in. And then I am doing 1/2 teaspoon of the cream of tartar sauce. Cream of tartar, sorry you guys. I always think of tartar sauce.
Yeah.
It's cream of tartar, 1/2 teaspoon, because I don't want anything to give me any other flavor other than the sourdough. So you guys, I'm gonna put 2 tablespoons of sourdough into the powdered mix. And this will go in once the bread has peaked. 1, 2. And we smelled this.
You might want to explain that a little bit.
And it smells like sourdough bread. It smells like sourdough bread inside. So we'll go over it in just a minute because I want to get the eggs whites started. I beat them in this mixer. This is the Ace Cool mixer. You guys can still get this on sale. Just go up to our store on Amazon. The codes are there and everything, you guys. So let me get this started. I'm going to put it on high for 10 minutes. Okay, everybody, I'm putting in the ingredients, and it's simply 1 cup of the egg white protein powder, 2 tablespoons of my sourdough spice, and 1/4 cup allulose. Plain and simple, you guys. I'm using the chute. Honey, I have to have a hand here.
You better start being nice to me.
No.
You're gonna make me cry.
There we go. So Harry's right up against my elbow, so I'm sorry that this looks like I made a big mess because it's all his fault. It's all his fault. Chalice's witness.
This is very reminiscent of my younger years.
Here, take a picture of her saying that.
What's the matter?
I said this is very reminiscent of my younger years.
Mom and Dad in the kitchen bantering.
They might have heard it. I don't know.
Come on. I need to mix this up.
Oh, see, look at, did you see her run into me? Look at that. Ah.
The powder isn't going in, so I gotta just get it to the middle.
Operator error.
I want the sourdough to be throughout the entire batter, so. Slow and sure. Now I want to turn it on to high for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do not overbeat your batter. You will get styrofoam. Yes, indeed you will. Where's my shot? Now, what did you say to do? Hold it from where?
You can't because there's goo all over it.
Oh, yeah.
Best place to hold this thing is from the bottom and twist it like a light bulb.
Well, it comes off. That's,
yeah, I know.
The problem is, yeah, you get goo on yourself. So, let me rinse my hands off. I smell sourdough. I smell bread. When you smell the sourdough starter, it smells like a loaf of bread. Don't you think, Chalice, inside? It smelled very much like a loaf of bread, which is exciting. Like real sourdough bread it smells like inside. So I just want to go around the sides and make sure this all gets folded in. You can see the color because the sourdough spice turned it a little bit yellow tone. So you can see some of the meringue. If it's pure white, you can just kind of fold it in to make sure that we get that sourdough throughout the whole entire bread, because I did it totally plain with no other ingredients that would change the taste, because I really want to see if I get the sourdough taste in this bread. So let's put it into the pans and get them into the oven. You want to take your spatula and put some in and make sure that you push it down into the corners. So you're pushing out any of the holes without beating the egg and making it fall.
Now, let's talk about the sourdough stuff you put in here, because you haven't really gone over that.
The sourdough medium is Jim West, mad scientist in the kitchen extraordinaire, yes indeed, took 3 different mediums. He took coconut flour. He took lupin flour, which this is made from, and he took almond flour in 3 different vessels and did sourdough starter medium in all 3. Well, Harry and I cannot have almonds, so, and Harry is not a fan of coconut flavoring. So he was kind enough to carry through and make the sourdough starter in the lupin flour, and lupin flour is ketogenic. He did that, and the yeast lives off of the carbohydrates in the lupin flour. So that even helps your carb profile even more. Then what he does is he gets a dehydrator, dries out the sourdough starter medium, gets it all nice and dry, and then he takes it, puts it in his Vitamix, and turns it into a powder. And then he packaged it for me and sent it to me in the mail. So that's what this is. That's the finished product. Now, just like I use dry yeast, active dry yeast in my bread to get the bread texture taste, I'm doing that with this sourdough, and I'm hoping that the sourdough medium gives us the taste of sourdough bread. So I am starting with 2 tablespoons. Starting with 2 tablespoons, and then we'll go from there. You get too much, it's going to be bitter and sour, just like as if you would use too much regular sourdough starter. The reason why it's called sourdough is because it's a very tart, tangy, sour, fermented taste. So you want to get enough, but you don't want too much. So I thought I'll just start with the 2 tablespoons, 2 level tablespoons, to one of my bread recipes. Leave out all the other stuff so that we are just getting sourdough. Just getting the sourdough egg white taste, which would be like just plain bread batter with the addition of the sourdough in it. Now this is falling, so I want to get it in the oven pretty quick. It's got a good taste. Now I'm excited. Let me get this in the oven. Now I am cooking this at 350 for 30 minutes. Excuse me. Okay, you guys, we are here to taste the sourdough. Look how pretty that looks. Isn't that beautiful? It's a nice loaf. It did sink in a little bit, but it feels good.
It smells good.
It smells like bread. Ooh, I smell a little sourness to it, don't you? You guys, I smell a little sourdough. Ooh.
Cut it.
It out from the middle. It feels really nice. It's really hot right now, so it's warm and moist. See, it's texture here. Texture. Feel it. It'll dry out a little bit. It's still hot.
It feels like Wonder Bread.
Doesn't it feel like Wonder Bread?
Yeah.
Okay, take a piece off. So it's got that chewy breadness.
I know.
Smell it. It smells sourdoughy, I
does.
think. Let's have a taste. It's very bready. Not quite sourdoughy, but doesn't it have bread?
Yes, it does.
This tastes the most like bread to me.
I agree.
Here, turn it on yourself. Smell.
Yeah, like bread.
Just like bread.
Just like Wonder Bread.
Just like Wonder Bread.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would
Texture and
do
everything.
is,
I think it needs more sourdough.
I think it does. I think this bread is delicious, but I think the next bread, which will probably be tomorrow, I want to add 3 tablespoons of the sourdough spice to it. This tastes really good. And with using the sourdough spice, I didn't need the active dry yeast. I didn't need the nutritional yeast. I didn't even need my keto chow base in it because it really has a bread taste, doesn't it,
Right.
Harry?
No, it really does. Yeah.
It really is good. I mean, I really
Kind of
like
surprising.
Really? Why?
Because everybody's battling the flavor
That
thing when it comes to bread.
And this isn't
This
dry,
isn't dry.
either.
Uh-uh.
It's
Like,
not
I don't feel like I need to drink with this.
water
like I
at
do
all.
sometimes.
Nope. Yeah. like the other. I think it's really good. So you guys, there you have it. That's experiment number 1. Tomorrow,
I think that's the perfect white bread.
I think it is. I'm sending this
really
loaf home with Chalice and Dave. The next loaf I make, I'll add 3 tablespoons of the sourdough because the crust is spot on. The crust to me has a sourdough taste, to me.
See, I think I want more.
You want more? You were raised with that delicious sourdough bread. We used to get that big artisan.
Yeah, we used to get the big loaf.
Super extra
My
sourdough.
boys were too.
Yeah, because we all loved sourdough. Anyway, you guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up today. If you guys like what you see, please remember to like, subscribe, ring the little bell, give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you right here tomorrow. Good night, everyone. So you're going to take this to David. You guys will have that one because it's really good. I mean, it's a beautiful piece.
You know who's going, where's mine?
Sally, you want a little piece of bread? You do? Okay, well, let's go out here. She likes that. Can you say goodnight? Say goodnight. Good night. What do you say? What do you say? Good night.
Yep,
That's
there it
right.
is. There it is.
She sneezes when she says good night. What a good girl. Anyway, you guys, thanks for sharing your day with us.